Toil itself doesn't have that reward of I put out a fire and I don't need to worry about this anymore. Toil is like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this again, I don't know, tomorrow or next week.
How do you define toil?
Toil is manual work that could be automated. There are things that are pretty repetitive. You're just wasting time. You're not investing in the future.
Toil to me is also all the things that software teams need to be aware of when they're building software. Because even when everything is automated, you still have to remember, I have to go check the system. I have to go check if there are logs there. I have to go check if my change got deployed. That is still toil.
At the end of the day, the reason why you're building all this stuff, the reason why you want to ship to production as early as possible is just so you can get the signal from your user that you're building the right thing. Anything that would be preventing you from doing that, I kind of classify as toil.
Is there a relationship between toil and burnout?
Yeah, I think directly, toil leads to burnout. Toil is demoralizing, and as it accrues, it feels like you're moving slowly, and you don't really see any progress happening over time. And then it feels like a death march, and that's death march is basically like is burnout essentially.
Yeah, I've managed a ton of dev teams over time, and the ones that had high degree of toil, the person's basically saying, I want to do my best work, I don't have an opportunity to do that, and it's getting old. It does lead to burnout, and then burnout leads to people leaving.
Good developers leave when they're having to fight all these things. And that we're fighting toil and being very aware when it happens, when it starts, and having a clear, measurable way to attack it, I think is fundamental for building a high-performing organization.
I want to know, how do you know what to attack? How do you identify what's going on?
So for us was clearly, okay, what can we automate? What is taking so long? You know what? Install takes too long. Great. Let's take that. And what requires a high level of expertise?
I think the problem is it's just measuring. What doesn't get measured doesn't get fixed, right? So the value tool is pretty much just trying to figure out when it is time for you to spend the engineering effort to automate this. Well, what's the minimum amount of stuff that we can do here? What's going to be the ROI? Measure that, see where you go, and then keep sort of spinning so that you know that you're going in the right direction.
I'll follow a question where you're saying, so what's the challenge to prioritize this kind of tasks? How do you get, your leadership or whoever to buy into this toil reduction?
I think it's a combination of things. Some of it is the number of engineering hours saved. Some of it is maybe reduced complexity, or not having a single person be the bottleneck or the hero. There is some implicit value. It's hard to quantify, I guess, in having happier employees, which can also involve reducing tech debt or switching to more convenient technology.
There's just quickly, the happier employees is something that we hear a lot with our customers. So it's interesting to hear you say that. It's something I've been hearing a lot, and one of our pitches is, okay, by automating, in our case, dev environments, it contributes to this developer happiness. It's the less toil, the happier you are, or the more happy work you can do.